Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I haven't done a video on a beginner series in a long time, so we'll be doing a beginner video today. And I thought what would be helpful is if I go through some common errors that you might face when you run queries on Studio. So I've got here a list of common errors, and yeah, let's go through them. So the first error that I have over here is a pretty common one, which is called you will see it says something like compilation error, syntax error, unexpected, whatever, right? And whenever it says unexpected, it usually means you are missing a comma somewhere, or it could also mean the word is not supposed to be there. So for example, it says here error line 4, so we just simply go to line 4, and yeah, it's the reason we're getting an error is because we're missing a comma, so this would fix the query. But I want to address why why the error is such. The reason it's such is because, so it says unexpected, like the open bracket, and it's because it is assuming that the word sum is the alias for from address. So yeah, it's almost like you're writing from address as sum, right? And if you just did it like this would be okay, right? This is accepted. So this is what the query is reading it as. But because you have the brackets, or are these called parentheses or brackets? Like brackets, let's call it brackets. Because you have the brackets over here, that's why it's giving the unexpected. So that's the first one, pretty straightforward. Always look for your commas, whether you're a right side comma person or a left side comma person, right? It's up to you. Alright, next error, again, the same error message, which is unexpected, but this time it says unexpected N. Okay, so let's see, syntax error line 5. So you count from the first one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and somewhere in this line it says unexpected. And the reason for this is because it is the first filter after you specify the table name. The query is expecting a where. So where, block timestamp is what. Instead, there isn't anywhere, and you have an N instead. That's why the query error message is unexpected N. So to fix this, just change this from where to N. Or the reason why this happens is because sometimes we are changing our filters. So another practice that is having something like this, like where 1 equals to 1. So just having a placeholder for where, so that you can change your N filters. Alright, we are moving on quickly. But let me know if there are any further questions you have in the comment section. Alright, the third error is another, it's called invalid identifier. So let's let's run this. And the reason it is invalid is because it doesn't exist. So what I'm seeing here is because there is no table, and so it doesn't know where to pull this block timestamp column from. That's why it's saying invalid. We can try, let's try adding the price table. So ethereum.price easy price hourly, and I think this would give me the same error because it's trying to pull the word block timestamp from the prices table, but there is no such column in the prices table, right? So yeah, we get the same error. It says invalid identifier, which literally just means the column that you're trying to pull is not present in the table that you are referencing. In this case, the prices table has a column called hour and not block timestamp. Cool. Alright, moving on. This is a pretty common error, I feel, where it says compilation error, so and so is not a valid group by expression. And this error message is kind of confusing, but basically it's telling you that this column on this table is missing a group by. Okay, that's essentially what it's saying. It's saying this column, which is the block timestamp column in this table, which is the fact transactions table, is missing a group by. So all you need to do is add a group by, right? Something like group by day, or just group by all, and that should fix the error. Another pro tip: if you're seeing it says Q, it means your query haven't started running actually. I mean, when it's not fully colored in blue. But yeah, you see how it runs nicely because we added the group by. But if without this group by, it will literally tell you all the columns where a group by is needed. So that's what this query message, error message is about. Alright, another fairly common one, a duplicate error. So what I have here is a query. I am first getting the price from the prices table, and I'm getting the ETH price, where I just filter where is natives. This is a boolean, so I can just do like this. And I'm saying get the average price of this day for ETH, and then I have another table, another CTE, where I am summing the transaction fees, right, from my transactions table, again on this particular date. So the idea is I want to join my transactions table, the aggregation that I've done, with the price table, so that I can get the transaction fee in USD for this day in total, right? And so what people usually do is they would have a summation here, and then they would join the table like so. But when they join the table like so, maybe they use star, or maybe when they spell out the column names are the same. So as you can see here, the price table, the average price, the column name has a name of daily amount, and it's the same name used in the transactions table. And so when we try to run this query, it would say it will give us the duplicate error, because when in the two tables that we're trying to join, there are two columns with the same name, so it doesn't know which one to pull from. And I can show you again how we get the same error if we explicitly tell it the column name, which is again the same column name. Oh, okay. So I guess this works because it pulls from either one of them. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't know this would run. Cool. Something new that I've learned today. But yeah, this is definitely not what you want, because you want the price and also the transaction fee summation. And yeah, I guess this query happens mostly if you select all. Yeah, but one way to I guess a few ways to avoid this error. One is, of course, name your things differently, right? Be specific when naming. So in this case, average price, maybe we can just say like daily price, right? And then this could be daily amount. And so when you join, you can have daily price, daily amount. The other way is, of course, you can give a alias for your table. So this may be like T and then P, right? This is something that I think you are pretty used to seeing. So you can just say like T.daily amount or P.daily amount, and that specifies which table you're taking the column from. But yeah, I would generally recommend avoiding all that altogether by just naming your columns with more specific names. Cool, I didn't know that you can still get results, which is pretty cool. Alright, I will uncomment this. And the last error message I have for today is a casting issue. So I don't think you will see this often unless uh, unless you're doing some conversions from hex to int. Yeah, I don't think you'll see this often, but just to illustrate the point here, I am trying to convert a string to a number. Right, transaction hash is a string, and this means casting it to an integer, right, or a number. And this error message just means that it is trying to convert whatever this thing is to numeric value, which is integer, but it is, because this is not a recognizable number because it's a string, it is failing to cast it. Now I would say that even if the string has numbers, let's say the string is like 100, and you try to cast it as integer, it would actually work because yeah, it finds the number and then actually casts it as a number. But in this case, we have a mix of alphabets and numbers, so this is not a valid thing to be converted into a number, and so it returns this error, right? Numeric value not recognized. Alright, that's all the error messages I have for today. And yeah, I hope you learn how to resolve all these messages. The one that I see pretty common is, of course, the not a valid group by. It just means it tells you what columns to group by, and also the duplicate columns error message. Just one more example, and this time I want to tell you like how to debug. So shout out to Daniel on the Flipside Discord. He posted his question on so this is his query, and essentially he's saying, this query is working fine, but for this particular transaction, which is a recent transaction, some values are missing. So how do I debug this, right? So first and foremost, I would try to query this transaction only and see what are we working with, like what is in the data. And so because I only want to know what is this, I am going to look at each table one by one. The first table is of course the core events table on Solana, so I don't need the price, I don't need the join, so I can just comment all this out. And then even in the core table there is a summation, so I can I'll just comment all this out and copy what I need. So I'll just copy this thing and run another query here. So select all, let it flatten, why not? And then let's see this transaction over here. So let's go to the transaction. It is September 12th, so I can filter for the date to be September 12th. Yeah, let's run this query. Okay, so I have an error, which is exactly one of the errors that we've covered earlier, duplicate index. So this tells me that the fact events table has an index column, because when you flatten, you also get another index. So I'm just going to specify transaction ID and I don't know, f.value. Maybe also inner instructions, why not? And then program ID. Okay. Inner instructions is not. Oh, there is no S. So again, this is what we've covered earlier. Invalid identifier means whatever this column is, this does not exist in the table that we are pulling it from. So it is in the instruction without the S. Amazing. We're learning stuff that we've just applied. Or we're applying stuff that we just learned. No data to display. Interesting. Why is that so? Okay, there you go. So when I filter for my timestamp, I didn't cast it as a date, and so the raw block timestamp would actually be, you know, like 9 p.m. UTC, right? So this should be block timestamp date. Alright, cool. Looks like we've got several stuffs, and oh, I guess I want to get this one. So this is the one that is potentially missing. So let's just look at inner instruction. So inner instruction, where the destination is this DGDWD. This is it, and then the path is parsed. Oh, sorry, not this. There you go. Parsed info token amount. So looks like there is no token amount, and it is just amount. Okay. Did I not filter for the? Oh, I did not. Okay. So from first glance, it looks like this path doesn't exist for this transaction. Let's see. Yeah, it's just parse info amount, and I'm guessing this should be the amount instead of this path. But I'm also assuming that there must be a certain point where this path did exist. I'm just gonna try to look for that path. So I'm looking back, you know, sometime in February and see if it's the same, or see if we get this path. Okay, no data displayed. June. I should really do a limit 10 here, I forgot. Oh, we got results anyways. Oh. Okay, cool. So value, parse, info, token amount. Okay, so there is token amount, and there is yeah, this path definitely exists. So I guess we just, so as a certain point, I'm guessing it's either there are different types. Right here it says transfer checked. It's either there are different types, or maybe they upgrade their program. I'm not sure how this works, but in this case, what they have here is there are different paths, right? So maybe you can add a case when, so something like case when the type is transfer checked, and then you choose this path, and case, and then, you know, if it's not transfer check, choose the other path, right? So let's try to do that and grab this transaction ID and maybe say something like let's see, case when f.value.parse, so info is here, so parse typed string transfer checked, then f value blah 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 blah, else f value, I forgot what was it, let's just leave it as null for now, and as fee. Okay, so let's run this for this transaction, which is what we're seeing. So, and transaction ID is this, and see if we do get I mean, if this path is correct. No data displayed. So this, is this not it? Wait, what? Didn't I just ran this? Oh, I've copied it wrongly? Oh no, oh shoot. Alright, I guess I'm getting a new transaction. And transaction is this. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't copy the full transaction hash. There you go. Okay. Damn, it's long. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, indeed we did get the right value. So now we are going to run this transaction, which is the transaction, the first transaction that I guess Daniel was saying that it was null. So, and then the date would be June and also September, right? So what I'm doing is I'm filtering for these two transaction IDs, and these two transaction IDs have different dates. So I'm just doing like this, right? Where the date is either June 12th or September 12th. And let's look at the value. So in this case, this is the old transaction where it has a token amount in its path, and the new transaction where the type is transfer, it is amount. So I can just say something like when f.value.parse type equals to transfer, then f.value parsed info amount. Yeah, I think that's it. And then of course convert this to int, convert this to int, and then else 0 maybe, NSV, and let's run this and see if we get values for both transactions. We do not. Let's see why. Kiss UI in. Oh, okay. So I shouldn't cast this as an integer because the UI amount is the actual amount that has been corrected to its right decimal places. So you can see how this is the raw amount, and then if you apply 9 decimal places, it becomes this amount, whereas in here it is the raw amount, right? So let's see. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know if these two tokens are the same. If it's not the same, you probably have to have another, you know, column for describing the token address, and then you would join in prices with decimals, right, to get the raw amount. But in this case, because the type transfer gives me amount in this raw amount, I'm going to get the raw amount as well. So I'm not going to get UI amount, I'm going to get amount. So change this to amount. Another fun fact why it is 0 earlier, because integers have no decimals, and so 0.0 something converted to integers becomes 0. Alright, cool. So there we have it, the raw amounts, and where we successfully catered for a transaction where the type is transfer, and then another transaction where the type is transfer checked. And yeah, there you go. And you would have to, you know, continue your query. In this case, he was summing up the amount and join in on the prices. And I think that should be it. Yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you learned something on errors and how, you know, saw how I debugged an error or several errors as I went through this. That's it for this video, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.